trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bleaves Crypto Show. My name is Bleaves. We're here to talk about this crazy crypto world, and the biggest thing just happened. For those of you that are not paying attention, Senate Democrats, led by that Goblin, Liz Warren, have attempted to criminalize crypto in the craziest way possible. And not only that, when you break down exactly what's happening and what's going on, it looks like this is a book that, it looks like this just came from the book of Gary Gensler, because what they want to do is they want to give themselves blanket authority at the U.S. Treasury to just outright decide what is and what is not legal without laws or regulations. It is absolute insanity. And it is a testament to how devious, how seedy, and how shady this Democratic Party has become in very, very short order. This is not about freedom. This is not about your ability to live your life without government intrusion or interference. This is about control. They want control of your money. They want control of your wallet. They want to KYC you in every possible way because they want to know everything you have. It is 1984 happening in real time. Not that it hasn't happened before, but there are times when, look, I don't get along with a lot of people on the right, okay? I don't get along with a lot of people on the left. I'm probably centrist if there's anything, but in this situation, if you are looking at liberals, if you are looking at if you're looking at the Democratic Party right now and you're saying there's no problem, at least it's better than the orange guy with the yellow hair, you are wrong. Okay, you are absolutely wrong. Not only are you absolutely wrong, but guess what? Go look at your gas prices right now, because you didn't see it before, but all of a sudden you're seeing it right now because it's starting to happen. Gas, oil prices below $60 as of this morning. It's falling off a cliff. Yesterday, Donald Trump says that he thinks gas prices very soon going to be around $2. And by the way, that would make perfect sense because the most expensive time is travel time during the summer, and then it gets a little bit less expensive as we get into the fall and winter. Now, fuel for heating, stuff like that, notwithstanding, gas prices tend to come down during that time because travel is lessened. So yeah, I think we're in a good spot right now for the economy, and hopefully this is going to continue. Thank you for the $10 bomb from Jay Manuel. I keep killing it on Exceller. By the way, Exceller having another run. And by the way, if you followed me and you got in exactly where I said at 0.004 and you set your bid right there, then you are absolutely reaping. One more time. And guys, pat myself on the back if I could. Arms are too big now to do that, but if I could pat myself on the back, I would. Actually, I can't. I'm just kidding. I can do that. They're not that big. So, but it's fantastic to see what's going on. It's just amazing. Now, let's talk about exactly what's going on. Okay, crypto market structure bill stalls after Democrats propose effective ban on DeFi. Now, did they do that? Not exactly, but that's the narrative. And look, it doesn't matter what the truth is. What matters is the narrative. And to be fair, the one thing that is just incredible, is Republicans' ability to manipulate the media to do whatever it is that they want. Like, they have taken control of the media. And by the way, when you say to yourself, well, not the left-wing media. Oh yeah, my friend, the left-wing media, because now Republicans know exactly what they need to do to make the liberal media look like lunatics, and then they can point to them and say, look, they're lunatics. Just a couple of days ago, what was it? Katie Porter said something about the Matt Gaetzes of the world, I guess. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to say that now without getting, attacked by YouTube or anything. But the people who like to take 17-year-olds across state lines and, what's up, girl? Those people, the Matt Gaetzes of the world. She said that they are just different. That's not right. I don't know the context of the entire interview that she had, but I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine that you answer the question that way. It's wild. Then she quit an interview in the middle of an interview being asked the same questions that other people did. And the question was very simple. 40% of the people in California are registered as Republicans. How are you going to convince them to vote for you? And she said, I don't need them. Or I don't need to, because she's in a purple, she had a much bigger and deeper explanation of it, but she basically just told them, I don't need you. So that was a weird thing for somebody to do. And the Republicans capitalized on this, and they've turned this into they have cooked this woman to the point that maybe she can win. I don't know. I don't know what the sentiment is in California about her. I don't know how they feel about it, but the Republicans, again, are doing a great job of manipulating the news. Now, in manipulating the news, Jake Chervinsky gave a breakdown here, and he is a lawyer. For those of you that don't know, Jake Chervinsky is a lawyer, but not yours. CLO at Variant Fund. He's on the board at Fund DeFi and Blockchain Association. Posts are not legal or financial advice. And he says, number one, Senate Democrats are trying to kill market structure. A group just sent a counter proposal to the RFIA, and it is deeply unserious. These senators claim to be pro-crypto, but what they propose is basically a crypto ban. Now, if you haven't been following, no. Senate banking Republicans have been hard at work on the securities half of the bill, the Responsible Financial Innovation Act. Now, let me be very, very clear. The Clarity Act has already passed the House, 294 to 194. Okay? That is crazy. All right? It is already passed in the House. The Senate, after receiving the bill, said, nah, we don't like this. And they are now drafting their own version of the bill the House approved. This is how shady these fucking people are. Okay, Senate banking Republicans have been hard at work on their securities half of the bill. The September 9, 2025 draft was very strong and worth moving forward in the process. The RFIA draft got a few key things right. Most critically, it protects software developers from unjust regulation and criminal prosecution, preventing future administrations from returning to the era of Gary Gensler. Now, remember, we had was it Ross Ulbricht? We locked him up for Silk Road. And what was it? Tornado Cash creator. I can't remember what the guy's name was. Roman Storm. There we go. On August 6th of 2025, following a 4-week trial, a jury found Roman Storm, the founder of a crypto mixing service called Tornado Cash, guilty of conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmitting business. What the fuck? That's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy to me. Okay. Now, what they said was, if the software, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter what you create software for. It doesn't matter whether you make the world better or not. What matters is, can the government monitor you, and can the government see everything you do, and can you not hide from the government? This is intrusion on your privacy at the highest level. And that's what's happening real time right now, which is why something like this is so important, because it now protects. If Roman Storm was 6 months from now, maybe if this passes, it would be fine. But it protects software developers from unjust regulation, preventing future administrations. By the way, Tornado Cash is not there to it's not there to allow people to behave illegally. It's not there to allow, there shouldn't be laws that you're being monitored by your government to begin with, especially in the United States, where freedom and liberty are priorities in our Constitution. Now, with that being the case, what they're trying to do is this. A group of Democrats just wrote what they're calling a regulatory framework for decentralized finance platform. It's so bad it doesn't regulate crypto, it bans crypto. It reads like Gary Gensler, even though it came from a self-described crypto supporter. Okay, now, many aspects of the proposal are fundamentally broken and unworkable. This is not the first. Here's a few examples. It makes everyone in crypto an intermediary. It says anyone who deploys or benefits from a DeFi protocol is an intermediary, even if the protocol is fully decentralized, even if compliance is impossible. They want to hold you accountable if you build, let's just say, I don't know, let's talk about it honestly. They say that if you build something like, let's say, in your crypto business, you build a crypto gun, and some crazy person gets a hold of the, let's call it crypto gun, then the US government, who cannot go after gun manufacturers when a gun is used to kill small children, can't go after the gun manufacturer, right? But if it's crypto, you can go after those people. What is happening here? Okay. It makes everyone in crypto an intermediary, meaning they are under attack from the beginning. All US DeFi devs will go offshore or have their projects die in their own home. It forces front-end providers to KYC users. Now, front-end providers, matter of fact, let's do this. Just so you guys know what crypto front-end providers, because AI will actually tell you what this. They include freelance platforms like Upwork, TopTool, blockchain development companies like Antier Solution, AlphaPoint, MetaMask, Web3.js front ends. Okay, so front ends basically are anything that points you in the direction of blockchain technology. So that includes your crypto wallets. So what they want is they want to make sure that you are required to tell them who everybody is, and that would include all front ends, including DeFi wallets. So your base wallet, your MetaMask wallet, your Phantom wallet, they would have to fully KYC you. You can't download it. You can't have a wallet unless Big Brother knows exactly who you are and everything that you're doing. Do you hear how insane this really is right now? Yeah, it gives agencies unchecked power for selective regulation. It lets the Treasury regulate anyone with sufficient influence in a DeFi protocol, and also lets the Treasury define sufficient influence however it pleases. Token voters, liquidity providers, Oracle networks, etc. Everyone's in the scope. So anybody who votes on a DAO is now liable for anything bad that happens from that token vote. Anybody who provides liquidity is an intermediary, thus an accomplice to anything illegal that might happen. Any of the oracles, which are the DAOs, and then they can come after you. They could come after you for voting yes, that you don't want, like for example, Terra Luna Classic is a full DAO, right? So if you go to Terra Luna Classic and they decide that they want to burn tokens and they want to burn 10% per transaction, and you make a transaction and it charges you a 10% tax, well, now you can go to the federal government and the federal government will take up your case to try to help you because somebody in the Oracle or somebody in the DAO voted in a way that you didn't like. It is absolute, insanity. This is insanity. It authorizes the Treasury to ban anything in DeFi. It creates a restricted list for protocols and front ends that Treasury thinks are too risky, and then makes it a crime for anyone to use them. There's no limiting principle, no defense or recourse. The Treasury is now all powerful. This proposal is less regulatory framework and more an unprecedented. And by the way, we got to stop for a second because Derek Hine, he nailed it right here. Sounds good for Lunk because, guys, if you don't know, some of these validators are real scumbag losers who just don't want progress on the Terra Luna Classic chain, and they are voting against their better interest and your better interest. So Derek is absolutely right about these losers. And by the way, I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to their goddamn faces either. In case you guys come to Chicago and want to ask me a question. This proposal is less a regulatory framework and more an unprecedented, unconstitutional government takeover of an entire industry. And a lot of people said, well, maybe it's just the banks. Maybe they're just trying to get for the banks and stuff like that. No, my friends. This is not about banking. This is not about banking regulation. This is about control. It's not just anti-crypto. It's anti-innovation and a dangerous precedent for the tech sector. It's hard to believe Dems really want any of this. It strikes like politics, not policy. The proposal might say we want these changes, but it seems to me we want to vote against market structure, and we aren't willing to engage in good faith at this time. In short, these senators need to wake up and start taking this process seriously if they want to keep claiming they are pro-crypto. Now, just consider this. There's 51 Republicans right now in the Senate, okay? So if you include the Democrats, you've got 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, and 57. So you have 57 people. By the way, Mike Johnson, or no, not Mike Johnson, God damn it. Whoever it is in the House at this point, I don't even know who the fuck is the in charge of the House. Who's the majority whip in the House, by the way? I have no idea at this point. But there could it be Mike Johnson? Wow, gays have come really far. Congratulations, guys. I guess it is Mike Johnson. Huh. Anyway, so what you're seeing right now, what you're seeing from these senators is this is not, and by the way, questions are being asked right now. Like, how much is this negotiating? Okay. Something this extreme isn't negotiating. It's walking away from the table. They could have just read it. We aren't interested in this bill. By the way, why are we not doing anything about the bill to begin with? The bill has already passed the House. This is where we are. This is where we are, where what they're doing is absolutely crazy. And they want to ban all of decentralized finance. Now, what does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing's going to happen with this. Again, there's a lot of posturing, and we're in a spot in the market right now where, and this is the interesting part, right? The Democrats are feeling great that they've shut the government down. We're 5 days away from payroll for military members. And if the military men and women don't get paid, who do you blame for it? Now, listen, I never agree fundamentally with the dingiest dingbat in my brain ever, Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let me tell you what's happening with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is going off on the Republican Party because she's saying, listen, no matter what you guys think about what's going on, the Republican Party can always just pull the same thing that they've always done and go with majority rules, not super majority, on any decision that they make. So the people in the Senate right now are posturing it's not the Democrats' fault that the government is closed right now, because Republicans could do it with a simple majority, which they have. And don't forget, the Republicans have 52 votes, not just, so if one of them decides we're not going to vote for this or something like that, they still have on a tiebreaker the vice president as their voter. So she came out and said that Republicans could open the government right now if they wanted to. And they're not serious people at this point. They're doing, and by the way, she's not caucusing with Democrats, and she's not agreeing that Democrats are in the right for this. She's just saying that Republicans could close this and fix it all, but they're actually doing it, and they will hurt you in order to dunk on the Democrats. That's what she said, not me. So, and listen, if you can't trust a girl who would blow her CrossFit instructor in a closet, who can you trust? I mean, obviously she's telling the truth, right? Right? Anyway, so it's an absolutely insane proposal. And I don't know how this ends. I think that this is just grandstanding right now of them trying to prove how difficult they're going to be on it. So we'll see how it plays out. But in reviewing most of this stuff, I mean, it checks out. Like, it is absolutely wild, and they're going to be printing it later, so you can absolutely look at it. All right, now Kobayashi. If you look right here, gas went down to $59, or oil went down to $59.60. So you're seeing it fall. Breaking oil prices dropped below $60 for the first time since May. This comes just one day after President Trump said gas prices will fall to $2 a gallon. Now, in May, it was under $60. That's important. But in May, when it was under $60, what were gas prices? They were still $3.15, $3.12. We're still getting gouged, okay? But I want to say this for anybody who doesn't know, in the entire Midwest, where gas prices remain sticky and high, there is what they call summer blend, which is, it uses a lot of ethanol because we make a lot of corn around this region. So they require that you use ethanol in order to shore up corn production, and because it's cleaner on the environment, and it's more expensive to produce. So while oil prices are coming down, we're also seeing gas prices remaining sticky because, wink, wink, nod, nod, Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, in BP Whiting, which is in Indiana, it's not that far from me, right outside of Chicago. Like, we're all like, if you're looking from the BP refinery, you can see Soldier Field. I'll put it that way. Okay, it's like right on Lake Michigan. But the BP Whiting refinery, the last time gas prices were down, when it was May and it was under $60, do you know what happened? The whole plant broke down, and it broke down for 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, prices of gas went up. And then when they got back to it, because they had to retool, they used that time to retool. Then guess what happened? They found a dead body and had to close for a week right after they reopened. I'm not making this up. And gas prices or oil prices went down the other day. You know what they did? They found another dead body. What? I'm sorry, what? It is absolutely wild, the criminality that goes on in the oil industry, okay? It is absolutely unbelievable. And the government, nothing, not doing anything about it. It's insane. But the good news is, I saw gas at $2.82 yesterday. Maybe it's going to come down a little bit more today, because that summer blend thing that I just talked about, that's done, which means the gas prices could effectively come down about, I think it's something like 27 cents per gallon. So you could see a real decline. And by the way, the entire Midwest is affected by that. You could see an enormous decline in that. And the reason, by the way, that the entire Midwest is affected from Iowa to Illinois, Indiana, all of these places, because we all use the same refineries, and because Illinois and Chicago is where the biggest sector of population is. So they're all centered around this area, and thus they have to use that summer blend during that time. So it's just absolute insanity happening real time, by the way. Total amount of gold way up right now. Now let's finally, Jesus Christ, get into some real crypto stuff right here. Bull market peak indicators, nothing hit right now. We're still all good. Make sure you sign up for the channel. TerraCasino.io for all your risk-based gaming needs. TerraPort.finance. By the way, if you guys are not keeping track of TerraPort, okay, the Terra token from TerraPort.finance, let me show you what's going on right here, just in case you've missed it, because, I'm a holder. It is up another 12%, 20% today. It is breaking out right now. On September 14th, the price of Terra was 0.00283. Today, it's worth 1.2 cents. So this thing has absolutely broken out 8x over the last month. So if you are a bag holder of Terra, and I am, and I stake it on the TerraPort platform, but if you have some, then it is breaking out right now. So really good, really awesome thing to see over here. Number 2 on the list here, Rocket, I think is also having a nice little run right now. We got to move out here. I'm still not sure how this thing is. I'm not sure how this fucking thing works, by the way. One day, 1 week. There we go. There we go. 1 week. There we go. All right. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Son of a bitch. There it is. Okay. Now we got it. So we were trading at 4 zeros 56 a couple days ago. Now we're trading at 3 zeros 56. So Rocket is up 10x at the same time. So you're starting to see a little bit of breakout on each and every one of these. Also, we're going to be doing some content on Selenium coming up real soon. I'm going to suggest that you scoop up some Selenium if you have not already. Its cash tag is SELE. It's trading at 10 cents. Let's see, trading at 10 cents right now. This is, by the way, this is going to be one of those big projects. I have all the documents and data. I'm going to be putting out a video and explain to you exactly what Selenium is, but this is one of your liquid staking protocols, which is very necessary. So Selenium, Juris Protocol, all of these things, you should have a little bit of each and every one of those. Juris Protocol, by the way, is also breaking out as well right now. If you had it 0.004 just a little while back, you now have it at 1.2 cents today. So it's up 3x as well. There's a lot going on. Oh, wait a minute. That's Terra. That's not Juris. God damn it. There we go. Anyway, everything's having a little pump right now in the Lunk ecosystem, except Terra Luna Classic, oddly enough, and USTC. Devi, we're back on. So they finally reached out to me, and we're going to be asking some questions. And we're going to be doing some giveaways. So Zcash up 30%, Tau up 19% on the day. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm a holder. I'm continuing to accumulate Tau BitTensor. It's up 20% on the day. As you guys might know, I do content for them now. And the payment comes through. By the way, when you watch those videos, and also if you want to support me, one of the better ways that you can support me right now is through BitTensor. For these videos, like if you really, and you're watching me right now and you want to really help me, then this video I'm about to put in the chat right now, go watch that video all the way through, learn a little bit about, it's only 6 minutes long, by the way. Go watch that, learn a little bit about BitTensor and that ecosystem. And man, it's gonna be like, guys, this thing is absolutely insane, to be fair. Like when market cap on it is almost $4 billion. Okay. The market cap on it is $4 billion. At one point, the price of the tokens was $700, wicked all the way up to 714. Right now it's at 391, breaking out at this point, but it's up 309,000 lifetime, 309,000%. Like that is absolutely crazy. It's a 309x. So, or 3000x, 3000x. Yeah. 4 billion market cap, 4 billion market cap for this project with trade volume of 332 million. People are trading on it. People are working on it. These are my content briefs. And I just did the Void one. And I'm not going to do these two because I think I did one for Yanez and I did one for Void. This one is going to be the upcoming. I'm going to do one for Synth. And what these are called subnets. And they're just basically other little portals and dApps that are in this ecosystem. And you can learn all about what everybody does. Like, for example, you got Bitcast, you got Shoots, you got Void, you've got Tech Giants, Top 10, you got another Void over here, you got Bitmind, Ridges, DSV. They all do something a little bit different in this ecosystem. It's just kind of classed a different way when you're talking about it. So we're going to pop another one out very, very soon and talk about those. 24-hour DEX volumes. Ethereum still leading the charge with BSC following close behind Solana at 5 billion right now. Just consider this, though. That's 16 billion right there just from the top three. Remember when that was like 3 and 2 and stuff like that? And like there was no trade volume. Well, that trade volume is here right now. So it's really good to see, but really hope that it's translating into price action. Now, price action, Zcash up another 27%. Is it breaking out or is it breaking out? Monero should be following along at some point very soon. COAI now in the top 100. Stark up 10% on the day. Litecoin broke out to 14%. 2Z down 14%, Mantle down 14%, Zora's up 102, Zen's up 33, Dash up 45, Synthetics up 27, DCR up 21%, Rose up 16%, Gems up 13%, Giggle up 37%. Going around here, you'll see a few of them, most of them not familiar because they're new ones. They're just things that are popping up out of nowhere. Again, a lot of these could be just BNB tokens that are popping off or that popped off for a little while. But going down the list, there's a lot out there right now. Hopefully, hopefully some of these things that look, the whole thing about DevE, which is down, one of the few that are down today. The whole thing about DevE at this point is, at some point it's going to break out because of their partnership, because of everything. We got a few of those, and we'll see whether they actually break out or not. Fear and Greed Index back up again to 64. So still not breaking down, just waiting. Ocean Protocol. Yeah, Ocean Protocol dumped a lot. But guess what? Fetch didn't dump as much as it didn't dump as much as Ocean Protocol dumped out. I mean, people were buying it up very quickly. So I think Fetch AI is going to end up being a nice big runner. Now, the other thing I said is I thought that the ETFs were going to be negative. They were not negative. We still had 197 million in inflows. On the Ethereum side, however, we finally had the outflows. So we were 50-50 on it. We did get the outflows on Ethereum for 8 million. That's not a lot. That seems like there's going to be a reversal, and we're just going to see it start to pump back up. So now that we have that all cleared up, we're down $1 billion on the day. This is one of those days where, by the way, son of a bitch. Remember we took near, and I was mad last night. For those of you that don't know, so we took it. We set a trade up for Near Protocol at $2.85. Last night, Near went down to $2.80, which means that boom, I've got it. Okay. I've got it now. Like this thing is gonna, I feel like Near Protocol is about to break out, right? So I set a buy order at 285. I said, there's no way that I'm not going to just, 285 is going to be my spot, right? Kiss my ass. None of them got triggered. Near Protocol on Margex didn't go down below 287, while the rest of the market took it down to 280. If that had been the case, we were doing, what were we doing? We were doing 8x. If we were doing 8x, we would be up 80% right now. Can you believe that shit? Can you fucking believe that? Unbelievable. By the way, it's right there. It's right there. We literally picked it, and Margex liquidity was not such that when that dump happened, that it dumped. I mean, where's the arbitrage? Where's the dump? Like, God damn it. Anyway, so that sucks. That absolutely sucked. And of course, what did it do? It fucking broke out. Just fucking broke out. Unbelievable. All right, so Bitcoin right now bouncing off of the 50 on the 4 hour. So we've gone back into, again, we're in between here. We're this could be bearish if we don't break above. Our first time right here on the 50 became resistance instead of support. So now we're breaking down, and that's not a great sign. It's a sign of correction, by the way. I don't know if we're going to get a dump. I don't know if we're going to get a pump. I really don't. Like today is Friday. It's the first expiry of the month or the second expiry of the month. So, there's going to be, and by the way, I think most expiries are probably done by now. I think they end around noonish, 1 o'clock Eastern time. So that's when almost everything is done because we're the final market, right? We're the final boss, if you will, when it comes down to it. Once you get past us and you start going over into the Asian world, it's tomorrow. So they're ahead of us, or it will be anyway. So, we're the last bastion. So when all of this is said and done, all the expiries should be handled by midday and we'll be done and we'll have a better understanding of where we're going to go. Dow Jones is pumping today. Oil prices are dumping today. Great opportunity. Now, what we're not seeing, by the way, while this is happening is we're not seeing a pump happen. So we have to recognize that we're in a bearish trend right now. And because we're in the bearish trend right now, that does mean that some of these entry positions could be hit. Like we could see an absolute dump in this market and just an absolutely catastrophic clearing out. And yes, you know what I mean? Like I've been shrewd on this. So you can see my entry positions right there near at 285. I cannot fucking believe I missed that still. I'm just still pissed. Last night, I had the opportunity to get in at 287. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold on for my position. I'm not just going to FOMO in. They're not going to get me. And son of a bitch, it went up big. Link, I have it at 21.25. It's at 22.65 right now. Solana is at 223. I have it set for 215. And Bitcoin is at 121,320. I have it set at 118,200. And by the way, Bitcoin is down from last night where I was streaming. So so we were streaming last night. At this time, it was at a little bit over 122,000. Now it's down to 121.4. So we're down a little bit on the day. There's an opportunity here, hopefully, fingers crossed, for a little downside momentum to get those triggered. And then boom, we have a little bit of a breakout. XRP, we're going to stick with 270 on this one. Link, same thing. That's my entry. The entry over here is $3.19 on Sweet. I think that's a little too aggressive, but I don't care. We don't have a buy set for them right now. Avalanche, I'm looking for Avalanche to have that breakout. And of course, if the market breaks out and I don't get any of those positions filled, then I'm still looking and I'm still holding on to this Avalanche, hoping that it's going to make a big move. Near, we just whiffed on that one by God damn it. It still annoys me. Really still annoys me. H-bar having a red candle on the day could mean that we're going to get that entry position down here at 20 cents. Arrow, still same thing over here. Entry position is exactly $1. Pendle breaking down. Don't like to see this. I'm up on Pendle, but only by a little bit right now. OM Mantra is not moving again. JP Mullen's posting, and they're bull posting, but we're just not seeing it in the price action yet. Devi back down to 43 cents. Again, nobody cares about what's going on there right now. Everybody's just waiting patiently for that actual announcement of something happening. That's really going to be the primary motivator. Now, we do see Public Shard. It's the 10th of October. Public Shard is still not live and out here for everybody to use. You can use it on testnet. That's not the same. It's not the Public Shard being launched. So I'm not sure exactly where we are with that right now. If you guys want to go watch the video, Bill Anderson, I think, was the guy being interviewed. Tom mentioned that Bill Anderson was the guy that was the developer that was finishing up everything 11 days ago, and it's still not done. So I don't know exactly what's going on over there. On the 1 hour or on the 4 hour, it flipped bullish for a short period of time, and we got a golden cross, but it ended up being just an absolute catastrophic dump, even though we got that big move finally. So I don't know. On the daily, we are bearish, and we're as bearish gets. Still got to break above that 200 before we can confirm any kind of bullish sentiment. Now, the good news is if you're in this channel right now, then if it plays out right, and this could be the final breakout moment, by the way, but you might see a real tightening here and a run back up to about 49 or 50 cents. And then from here, you could potentially be looking at a breakout. This 200 MA is not that far away at this point. So this would be the cross that you're looking for right here. You get a little bit of a pump and a surge. then this starts to break upwards, and then boom, now you've got a breakout. Again, doesn't mean that it's going to break out just because it happens. It just means that that's letting you know that you've got that. The last time you had the on the daily, the last time you had the golden cross right there, went to $1.80 from, where was it, right here when it crossed over? 29 cents. So from 29 cents to $1.80. That is your golden cross on the daily. So hopefully we'll see something like that happen. Definity, not sure what's going on right now. Dumped about 6% on the day. But again, I have no contact with them anymore. Like I have no idea what's going on. API 3 sitting at 80 cents right now. Again, I bought some, waiting for it to pop again. When it pops up here, I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be flipping it, trying to, fingers crossed, get a bigger bag. Tau up 12% on the day. We're going to skip through a few of these. Zcash, look at Zcash, absolutely breaking out. Went to 275 a little bit early. Could you imagine being down here, by the way? Could you imagine being down here in February at $29 and just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to set a sell order at $250. Just see what happens. And it got triggered a few hours ago. Like you just woke up and you had a big 10X, or if you put it in a cold storage wallet and it was just sitting out there or something like that. Like, God damn, unbelievable. So now let's go over here to Dex Screener, and let's talk about some of these other ones. Acceler is still accelerating and not back to all-time high yet, but it did exactly what I told you. By the way, I didn't expect this to happen. I told you it could happen. But what I said was buy at 0.004 down here, and that you're going to get lucky on it, and that it's going to come up here and most likely reject. But if it doesn't reject, then what you're going to look for is you're going to look for a big move. Then you're going to look for a back test. And then you're going to look for another breakout. And if it does that, then you're talking about this all-time high right here at 3 cents. There you go. There it is. Okay, so Amit says the MEXC listing is going live in 15 minutes. Sell now. Okay, I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that it's going to dump. I'm telling you it's going to dump. All right. Because when you get the listing on MEXC, guess what happens? Arbitrage opportunities open up. People start trading. You might see a big pump. You could see it breaks through and smashes to the all-time high. But this is the FOMO. This is the FOMO build right here. This is where the most likely scenario for a play out is going to be a dump. Now, if you decide you're not going to sell within 3 hours, in my estimation, you're going to start seeing a dump. Okay. Because if it does this right here and it continues on the way that it's going right now, then it's going to just be another big, massive surge, and it surges back up into here. And then you start looking at it from this move to this move right here, and you're looking for a retracement for it to come back down into that 2 cent range. So I'm not saying that it's going to dump. I'm just saying that if you're playing the odds, most likely it's coming back down. That's, statistically speaking, that's what happens. Doesn't mean that it will. Okay. Does not mean that it will. But hey, man, make your money and take your money. So what else is on the watch list over here? We got Volt up 5% on the day. We got Mantra up 4.5%. We got TARS AI up 2% on the day, 3%. Bonk up 1%. Everything else is kind of we got Blocky down about 10% on the day. Blocky still doing that consolidation, that move over. So Fias 1689. By the way, Fias is a little bit. Fias, I think, is easy money. If you just, buy, it just seems like every time it dips down into this range right here, you get a nice little spike over here. Not a huge profit, but, it seems to hold up pretty well on these dips, and you get these enormous rally spikes. So, guys, here's what I would do. Okay. Set yourself a buy order, a buy right now, and just set yourself a sell order at 2.2 cents right there at 2.2 cents. If you just do that, I have a feeling that you'll make a 40% profit. Is that 40% profit? From here, 30% profit. I think it's going to be an easy 30% profit. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just going to be an easy 30% profit. So let's see how the rest of the day plays out. Now, We're going to close that Margex out. We're going to go back to our main charts here. And here we go. Now, what we're looking at is a breakdown off of the 50. What is the likely scenario now that we're here, now that we're rejecting off of the range? What is the most likely scenario? The most likely scenario is a break back down here. You notice the 200 is crossing over this descending channel right now. That's called symmetry. And the most likely scenario is a breakdown right here back to about 3.96 trillion market cap, and then a move back up, and then a break above, just like we saw on Exceller, and then a move back up into that range. That's the most likely scenario for this to happen next. So I don't know for sure if that's going to be what it is, but it sure looks like, and by the way, it looks like we're pushing down on the day for no reason whatsoever. So I'm not saying we're coming down. I'm just saying that it looks like the market wants to. By the way, remember, we're in a descending channel right now, which means that we're short-term bearish, long-term still bullish. For that thesis to play out, zoom out and start looking. We are incredibly bullish right now. This market is in a bull run. We are bullish, but we have bear trends every once in a while. We had a bear trend here. We had a bear trend here. We had a bear trend here. We had a bear trend here, but we always come back higher. The question is, how far down do we come when it happens? If you look at, for example, looking at this move right here, look at the 786. Look at this. We had a massive market move, and then we dumped back down to the 786. We accumulate the 786. We run back up to the 236. We accumulate the 786. We come back up to the top. Now, what is it going to do from there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where it breaks down, but guess what? The 200 MA seems to be a litmus test of the of this total crypto market cap. So I suspect that we're going to see a move down, just a little bit of a move down over the next couple of days, maybe even this weekend, to make it easier. When that happens, I think some of my longs are going to get triggered, and then we're going to be really playing with power. But again, I'm trying to be shrewd. I'm trying to hold my line. I don't want to FOMO. If I had FOMO'd yesterday, I would have gotten a good run on Near protocol, but everything else would just be dead. And I'd be down on my Bitcoin. So it would have been a mixed bag, right? So we'll see what happens. But we are incredibly close. Here's what's going on right now. Clarity Act. The talk about the Clarity Act is what's probably, and it's definitely what's keeping the market from ripping. Remember, we looked at DeFi, we looked at everything in the market yesterday, and the one place where we have weakness, where we're not pumping, is DeFi. The one place that Democrats are attacking is DeFi, okay? And why are they attacking it? There's only three words. There's only three words. There's only, you know what I'm talking about, God damn it. Trump derangement syndrome. Okay. Why are they coming after DeFi? Because Donald Trump has a meme coin. Now, look at the news. Look at the Democrats. Stop me when I'm telling lies. That's what's going on. You guys will know I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but I'm less a fan of Democrats right now. So I think that I'm right. And I think that the reason that DeFi is so important to them is because they want to stop Donald Trump from having a meme coin. That's it. That is the summary of, I guarantee you, that is the summary of why these rules that they tried to put, this new legislation that they were throwing out, that is the summary of it. That is the summary of it. And you can't make that shit up. So, Joe, I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. I actually logged in. Okay. I actually logged in and I set up there we go. You can see it up here in the corner. I actually set up my account. I just didn't do it yet. I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to, tomorrow, maybe about noonish or something like that, we're going to launch. Okay. So for anybody who wants to know, I'm going to set up a live stream for tomorrow, and we're going to launch a pump fund. Okay. And we'll see what happens there. But I set up the account. I just haven't launched and created the coin yet. So we'll see what happens in the next 24 hours. Get your money ready for the weekend. We're going to launch a Believe meme coin. I think we're going to call, I don't know what we're going to call it yet. I don't want to tell you guys what we're going to call it yet. But I'll have it set up. I'll have it ready to go. And we'll see what happens. If nothing happens, nothing happens. If something happens, something happens. All right. So we'll talk to you again soon. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. And I have a new outro. So get prepared to be spooked out. And by the way, it's a metal bleaves.
They call me Bleed.